Hi everyone. Today we're going to consider the lecture 7, the second part. And if you remember, last week we did SQLAlchemy and Flask application integration. And so far we have this kind of code. Yeah, we have like database folder or package where we have CRUD, where we have models. And we also separated our application from the main pie, so we have a little bit comfortable to read code. Yeah. So what we need to do today is just refactor some parts of our code so we can use SQLAlchemy with different database management systems. So first, let's start with the PostgreSQL. And obviously we're going to add some SQLAlchemy database URI. So yeah, I'm just going to copy this stuff and place it here. And yeah, I will erase this stuff. So I'm going to comment this line of code so we can switch between these database management systems. So SQLite 3 database, and this is going to be PostgreSQL database. And what I'm going to add is actually uh, PostgreSQL. Yeah, so this string starts from the PostgreSQL, so this will trigger our psychopg2 package, or sorry, library that we have installed on the fifth lecture. And if you haven't installed the PostgreSQL connector psychopg2, you need to install it. Yeah, if you so I'm just going to leave this line of comment pip install psychopg2, and yep, so we're good to go. The first comes the username, and I have Postgres as the username and I have Postgres as the password. So this is the combination of credentials. Yours might be different, guys. Some of you maybe don't have the password, and if you don't have password, you just skip this part. But you will have at least the username of your SQL server. Okay, so this should be at least some name here. So you can put your names here. Yeah. So this is my username for my PG admin, and this is my password for the SQL server, so I can connect it there. So I'm going to say that I'm going to connect via localhost on the port 5432. So my PostgreSQL server is running on localhost on port 5432, and I'm going to connect to lecture 7 DB. Yeah, so let's say our database is going to be called lecture 7 part 2. And yeah, this database doesn't exist yet. Yeah, and what I'm going to do is actually create one. Yeah, so I'm going to create this database, give the name and set the owner. So owner is the Postgres. Yeah, so owner of this server is Postgres, and I'm running this. Yep, it takes a little bit of my laptop because it's old like me. So you can see that I have created this lecture 7 part 2 database. I'm not going to connect to it. Yeah, so you will see that SQLAlchemy does it for us. So what else I'm going to do is I need to refactor some stuff here, guys. So I'm going to have trouble. I'm going to have trouble if I try to run it. Yeah. So if I'm going to run it, I will have this kind of trouble. It says that I'm working outside of application context. Some of you maybe already have encountered this error while we were working with lecture 7 or lecture 6 gp.db SQLite. And I haven't seen this problem before because I was running the project differently, and actually I was uh, explicitly showing the path to my file. Right now I have a connection, and through this connection I get the access to the database. So to erase this problem, saying that this typically means you attempted to use functionality that needed the current application. So in Flask you have a problem saying that you need to get access to an application context. So how we're going to solve it? Yep. The first thing is I'm going to modify my flask app.py. So when I create this application, I'm going to create it a little bit differently, guys. If you remember, I was using this DB, which were my everything in terms of database. Yeah, I'm going to change it to work a little bit different. Yeah, I'm going to change to change it to work a little bit different. I'm going to cut this. Yeah, erase this stuff here. I'm going to put db here, yeah, which will be in my Flask app now. So I'm going to place it here. So I have cut, yeah, and I have created my database object here, yeah. So it controls everything related to my database. So right now, I also need to import the SQL Flask underscore SQLAlchemy library and the class itself. So I have changed the how the application is actually created, guys. So yep, I need to erase the stuff here. So I need to place it this way. So right now I have some DB object which is not connected to my application, but it's okay, guys. For now, it's okay. So what I'm trying to do is actually I want my uh, I want to erase this error, yeah, about the context stuff. So what I'm going to do is actually write the next stuff. So I want to get access my application context, yes, and initialize the application with this context. So this is the first step here that I need to take. This is still not enough, guys. This is still not enough because you will see this error again. So what is the actual problem, guys? The actual problem is in main.py. In main.py, I am trying to create tables that this way, guys. Yeah. So I want to create these tables, and the problem is I cannot create it with the application. It's like my application hasn't initialized, and even it is initialized, I cannot get the context of the current application. So it's not coming here, even though I'm passing this DB object here. Even I'm passing this DB object here, which was created here. It doesn't have any context, yeah, even though I'm doing it here. So this is the first step to erase this error, guys. The second step is in main.py I'm going to create tables this way, saying that with app.application context, and yeah, I will just move this stuff here. So let's try again. Yeah, we are good to go. So everything I did is just erase it SQLAlchemy and erase the application from the models.py. Yeah, I haven't changed anything here, guys. I haven't changed anything here. So the models is the same as we have created in previous lecture, but I have changed how the application is created itself. Yeah, so I can access the how can I say it? The context. Okay, so I also need to specify this SQL Alchemy database URI before I initialize my application. So right now in this file, I initialize my application, but to create everything, I need to get access to the context of the application. And this is a stream. Yeah, let's say this is a stream. And I'm accessing this context if this application exists. Yeah, and of course it exists. And I'm starting my creation of tables, and I'm starting the application itself. Yeah, so let's erase this stuff here. So you can see that it is running on all available addresses. Yeah, but I don't want it now. So, and I also going to turn the debug on. So you can see that it is not reloading. So once I turn the debug on, it's going to be reloaded each time I save some changes here, guys. You can see it. Okay, so let's see if our lecture part 2's this database has the schemas, yeah, tables. So let's see. Yep, our tables have been created, and if you remember, I haven't accessed this database, and it was sure for 100% sure that the tables hasn't existed. Yeah, haven't existed. So right now I have cars and users table, and actually they are empty, guys. Yeah, they are empty. Cars is also empty. So what I'm gonna do is just try to run my application. Yeah, it's running. Why does it have? Okay, so let's do register. Let's do register. So I'm going to register my name as a username. So first name, my second name, my password 123, and yeah, you can see that we have successfully registered. And if we try to log into the system, it should let us in. So yeah, so you can see that this is the new database, guys, and I don't have a car. I'm kind of Bishara here. So yeah, so if we go to Postgre, so check the users table, we can see that new user has been created, and this is why you would like to use SQL Alchemy and ORM, guys, generally, because I haven't changed anything except yeah, sure. These changes was like my mistake from the beginning because I was a little bit lazy and I knew this problem would have come at some point, and we have solved this problem. But what is really nice, guys, you see that we haven't changed this code a bit. Yeah, so the registration process we haven't changed it here too. So the CRUD is working. So we are still adding the user. We are committing these changes. We can delete the user. Yeah, we can get all the users if we would like to. So and nothing has changed except the actually the URI. Yeah, so uh, universal resource identifier. Sorry. So the same logic goes for the MySQL, guys. Yeah, let's try to use MySQL. Yeah, so let's run the workbench. We're going to run the workbench, and so yeah, I'm running my local host. You can see that I don't have database here, and I need to create one. So let's say this is going to be lecture 7 part 2. apply. Yeah, I'm going to create this database. Yeah, you can see it is here. And you can see, guys, we don't have any tables. Yeah, so we don't have any tables right now. And what I'm gonna do is just to say that I'm going to change this URI again. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is just copy paste, and before you switch to the MySQL, guys, you need to install this connector by MySQL. So you need to install this connector to MySQL server, because what we have installed in fifth lecture, MySQL dash connector, is not working with SQLAlchemy. So there is a list of available connectors. One of these is PyMySQL, which is really nice, guys, and it's working. So majority of these uh, examples you will see in the internet is going to use this PyMySQL. So you can use MySQL, you can use MariaDB, which is also the part of MySQL and Oracle. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is to check if my PySQL is installed. Yeah. So I'm going to do it. Pip install by MySQL, yeah, which is 100% sure is installed. Yeah, so it is installed, guys, and okay, we're good to go. Yeah, I'm going to finish it. Yeah, no, we need to change the connection string. Yeah, so it should start from MySQL and the plus what kind of connector you're going to use. Yeah, so I'm going to use the PySQL connector, and I have different credentials for the MySQL server. So there I have username as a root and the password as a root. Yeah, I'm not creative person, so I've just used the default password with default username, and the port is 3306. Yeah, so the name of the database is the same. So we can see that we have this database name, yeah, which is this way. We have provided username with the password with the colon separated here. So our server is running on localhost 3306, and the connection for MySQL server using the PySQL connector. Okay, so you need to install this connector if you haven't installed it yet. So yeah, this is the all the changes that we needed to do, guys, and let's run the main.py and so what is the problem here? I cannot understand. Can't load plugin SQLAlchemy dialects by SQL, MySQL by SQL. Why? It should work. I'm 100% sure that it should work. Okay, let's change this stuff here. Okay, let's try it this way. I'm not sure that this is the problem, but it shouldn't be the problem. Plugin. So SQLAlchemy dialects. I don't have. It should work. So let's see what's the problem here. So yeah, so our application is not initialized because this URI is wrong. Yeah. So it is SQLAlchemy database URI. It's correct. So it's equal to MySQL plus. Oh, sorry, PyMySQL. So yeah, typo mistake. This should be PyMySQL, guys. And yep, so now it's going to work. Gosh. So we are good to go, and now we can see that in Workbench we have uh, tables. Yeah, two new tables. So users, which is actually empty, and let's do the registration again. Yeah, so do logout here because we don't have users on our database. Yeah, if I try to log in to the system saying that, yeah, provide your credentials to enter the system. The login or username wrong. Yeah, we don't have in our new database, which is on MySQL, we don't have any user registered yet. Yeah, so we need to do register. So let's try to register the same person in the database with the same credentials. Yeah, so the username is going to be my name and the password is 123. So we do registration, so we can see that successfully registered, and let's try to log into the system. Yep. So again, everything is fine. So minimal changes and uh, the nice result. Yeah. So the maximum result here. So yeah, everything the same. So this is the end of this lecture, guys. If you have questions and if you have this problem with the with application context, guys, so this is the way of avoiding. Yeah, so you need to specify your DB here in Flask app if you are using my example. Yeah, so initialize your application using the SQLAlchemy object. And in main.py, when you run your script, you need to run it over your context. So this is the main changes that we have did. And yeah, and we have changed the URIs of the uh, database connections. Yeah, so different databases. So you're allowed to use any of you would like to use. Okay. So thank you. If you have questions, ask me please. If you don't, then work on your assignment one. On Wednesday, we're going to start the Fast API lecture. So yep, this will be the final part for your assignment one. And on ninth week, we're going to consider uh, data analysis libraries like Pandas and Matplotlib. Thank you and see you.